The countless flames within the boundless fire domain slowly rose, and an even more magnificent aura gradually spread out. This place had long since become the true holy land of this world, with countless people yearning to be here. However, with the return of Xiao Yin and the others, there was no significant disturbance in the boundless fire domain. Instead, the entire region was filled with a serene and peaceful wave of energy. The four matriarchs and others were issuing commands in an orderly manner, and the level of preparedness in the boundless fire domain left everyone speechless. In this strange situation, countless forces from the great thousand worlds were stirring. They were well aware of the overwhelming power of the boundless fire domain and were eagerly awaiting how the Angel Kingdom would respond. There was a faint sense of watching a tiger fight from the sidelines. According to the information from the powerful figures of the boundless fire domain, there has been no action or information coming from the Angel Kingdom, the center of the human realm, or even the outer base of the Buddhist realm. In the hall of the boundless fire domain's residence, Shao Clan's 5 strongest members and other core senior leaders gathered. Sooner stood up, slightly bowing and addressing the many elders. After their return, combining the resources of the boundless fire domain and Xiao Yan's alchemy techniques, the combat strength of all the domain's warriors had been raised to its peak. Several powerful figures had secretly left to gather intelligence, but they had found nothing useful. The location of the Paradise Lost is still undetermined. Right now, all I have are the 4 spirit pearls. The last one remains missing. Xiao Yan nodded, clearly aware that there was no better solution at the moment. The Angel Kingdom and the center of the human realm were still formidable opponents, and now, the Outer Realm Evil Clan was eyeing them with great interest. They had to be cautious. After the return of the Golden Dragon King to the Boundless Fire Domain, he successfully handed over the Golden Spirit Pearl to Xiao Yin. Now, the 5 Spirit Pearls were almost complete, with only the last Earth Spirit Pearl still missing, which made Xiao Yin increasingly uneasy. The last Spirit Pearl, if my guess is correct, should be in the hands of the Lord of the human realm. Xiao Tianming slightly rose, his eyes revealing a peculiar expression as he spoke. The Lord of the human realm? This guy's strength and methods are extraordinary. Back during the First Angelic War, he was already a tricky opponent. Even now, if the two of us teamed up, we still wouldn't be entirely confident of victory. Hearing Xiao Tianming speak, the Holy King's eyes darkened. Clearly, the strength of the Lord of the human realm was enough to make them 2 peak demigods, wary of being overwhelmed. Undoubtedly, with his talent and current strength, he had most likely already reached the quasi-deity rank. Since there are already demigods and quasi-deities in this world, why hasn't there been a battle god? According to the rumors circulating in the Great Thousand Worlds about my Xiao clan, it is said that our clan has a battle god among us. Xiao Yin was puzzled and turned his gaze toward the 2 elders. This kind of hidden matter could likely only be understood by them. Demigods, quasi-deities, while related to battle gods, it seems there are some forces in this world preventing our rise in power. Or there might be other factors. The birth of a battle god is certainly a very rare and difficult occurrence. Moreover, the gap between demigods and quasi-deities is massive. Without complete assurance, no one would rashly attempt to break through to the battle god rank. After all, if they fail, they will only fall into obscurity. The price is simply too high. Xiao Tianming laughed heartily, looking at Xiao Yin, clearly contemplating something in his mind. Report. As the group was conversing, a sharp voice suddenly sounded from outside the hall. Masters, this is a holy letter from the Angel Kingdom. The King of Beasts rushed in, holding a pure white envelope in his massive palm. Even from a distance, one could sense a divine, sacred aura emanating from it. Such power was far beyond what an ordinary angel could possess. In the King of Beasts' broad palm lay a pure white envelope, and faintly, a sacred angelic force spread out from it, causing the group to feel a sudden sense of solemnity. Elder, do not anger. This may be the Slaughter Angel's scheme. Xiao Yin stood up, intending to take the envelope and investigate. However, a powerful demigod's aura surged forth, sending the envelope flying gently into Xiao Tianming's hand. This was bound to happen one day. Xiao Tianming gently grasped the angelic letter, which now seemed like a trigger that could ignite a volcano at any moment, making the atmosphere in the room grow tense. 3 days from now, on Holy Judgment Mountain of the Angel Kingdom, the Holy Judgment will be carried out. The Lord of Thunder will be judged as a criminal. All major forces of the Great Thousand Worlds are invited to witness. The brief message contained information that made Xiao Tianming's killing intent grow even fiercer. This is clearly a frame-up. The incident involving Elder Thunderlord, Elder Xiao Tianming, and clan leader of the Xiao clan began because of the demon artifact of the demon realm. Sensing the faint touch of angelic power, the strong individuals present were deeply moved, their hearts filled with a look of disbelief. The battle in the Netherworld realm, the doubts surrounding Thunderlord and the others, had long been resolved. But why was the Angel Kingdom acting so resolutely on its own? Did they not fear the boundless fire domain, which now had 3 powerful demigods? Or perhaps they had ultimate confidence that they could deal with the current situation in the boundless fire domain. Great Elder, this is my personal matter. I do not wish to involve the Xiao clan, or even the boundless fire domain. After all, you have other responsibilities. Xiao Tianming's deep eyes slowly closed, and a calm yet chilling aura surged from him, a sense of righteousness that seemed to declare, if not me, then who? He did not want the boundless fire domain to be dragged into his personal matters. He would handle it his way and bring it to an end. We are not afraid of the Angel Kingdom. It's just that the identities of many forces are unclear. If the worst-case scenario happens and they form an alliance, even we would struggle to resist. This matter is too dangerous. As the great elder of the Xiao clan, I cannot let you take such a risk. My apologies. Holy King, everyone, take action. The Holy King, Darkness King, Nether King, and Xiao Yin exchanged glances. Endless power surged from them, enveloping Xiao Tianming's body, suppressing his aura entirely. The battle between the Great Thousand Worlds and the extraterritorial evil clan had lasted countless years, but now with the return of the powerful Xiao clan, it was uncertain whether the Angel Kingdom, the center of the human realm, and the extraterritorial evil clan would join forces. After all, the Xiao clan represented the pinnacle of this world. Even with the ongoing enmities between the 3 forces, they were no match for the Xiao clan. Looking at their actions, Xiao Tianming let out a helpless smile. He understood everyone's concerns, but neither Thunderlord nor his own life's experiences could be understood by anyone else. Thunderlord must be saved. Anyone who approaches the hall will be dealt with according to clan rules. Xiao Yin, the great elder, roared, then led everyone away, seeming to want to either confine Xiao Tianming or perhaps had other plans. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. During this time, the entire Great Thousand World was enveloped in an eerie silence. Everyone understood what the arrival of the Angel Kingdom's Day of Holy Judgment meant. It signified a violent collision between the Angel Kingdom and the Endless Flame Alliance, a clash between the 2 greatest powerhouses of the world. Both factions were the true rulers of the Great Thousand World, and no matter who won or lost, it would be a great loss for the world. But the enmity between them was beyond repair, and there was nothing anyone could do. All they could do was silently pray that the 2 factions wouldn't destroy each other completely. If the extraterritorial evil clan took advantage of this chaos, the consequences would be unimaginable. On the morning of the 3rd day, as the first light of dawn broke through the dark sky, the entire world was filled with waves of fiery energy. That day, Xiao Yin seemed to have anticipated something, as he sat alone in the main courtyard's pavilion early in the morning, as if waiting for someone. Knock, knock, knock. As the morning light rose, the air in the courtyard trembled slightly, and a familiar figure appeared. Xiao Tianming. At this moment, the power within him was more balanced and serene. It was clear that over the past 3 days, he had completely refined all his energy and reached his peak form. His strength and presence were overwhelming, making one's head spin. Senior, you've arrived. Seeing the figure before him, Xiao Yin remained calm. He knew that with the combined strength of the Holy King and the others, they could not keep him confined. Moreover, based on the memories he had seen during Duan Qifei's reincarnation, Their experiences were ones that even Xiao Yin deeply envied. In the past, I was too focused on the family's righteousness, on the big picture of the great thousand world, and neglected many important things around me. At least now, it's not too late. Xiao Tianming raised his head, looking up at the flourishing void of the boundless fire domain, and began to mutter to himself. I am not a qualified member of the Xiao clan, but no matter what, this time, I must go. Though Xiao Tianming's voice was calm, it stirred up a storm in Xiao Yan's heart. For a peaked demigod to abandon the unparalleled path of a battle god, it was clear that the bond between him and Thunder Lord had reached an immeasurable level. Since Senior has made up his mind, I cannot stop you. However, I believe you'll find this useful. Xiao Yin nodded gently. Then, in the palm of his hand, a radiant ancient scroll appeared, its dazzling glow releasing an immense power that could be felt by all. This is... Looking at the familiar scroll, Xiao Tianming's eyes involuntarily narrowed, and even his tone grew serious. The Xiao clan's divine art, its value could hardly be described in words. This technique had always been in the hands of the First Elder, a symbol of the Xiao clan, but now, why was it in Xiao Yan's hands? You actually dared to steal from the First Elder? Seeing the scroll in Xiao Yan's hands, Xiao Tianming's heart trembled with shock. It's not exactly stealing. Maybe this is the First Elder's own decision. After all, as the First Elder of the Xiao clan, though not as rigid as the other old monsters, he has experienced the near extinction of our clan. Perhaps he couldn't bear to see our forebears die in vain. The scroll in Xiao Yan's hands rippled slowly, drifting toward Xiao Tianming. The battle in the Netherworld, the return of the Xiao clan's peak experts, and the Angel Kingdom's bold actions. There were undoubtedly secrets behind this. The existence of the divine art was enough to protect Xiao Tianming, increasing his chances of success, because both his strength and status were crucial to the Xiao clan. Since that's the case, I have one more request. Looking at Xiao Yan's bold and unflinching demeanor, Xiao Tianming's eyes revealed a determined glint, and his gaze fixed firmly on Xiao Yan. Speak freely, Senior. Xiao Yan said. The power of the divine art is overwhelming. Even if I reach the peak of the demigod, with divine artifacts in hand, I still can't be sure I can wield it or survive the divine art's impact. I wish to borrow something from you. The third sacred flame. His calm voice carried an aura of unshakable determination, causing the very air to tremble slightly. Borrow the sacred flame? Hearing Xiao Tianming's unprecedented request, Xiao Yan's eyelids twitched. When one's power reaches their level, even if the essence is damaged or the sacred flame's essence temporarily leaves the body, it wouldn't cause much of an impact. However, the sacred flame now seemed to lack a certain substance called divinity. As a result, it could no longer serve as a trump card in battles of equal rank. What, then, was Xiao Tianming's intent in borrowing the sacred flame? Without further questions, the light of the third sacred flame within him began to recede and condense. Are you confident? Xiao Yin poured the essence of the third sacred flame into the sacred flame crystal and then directly handed it to Xiao Tianming. I don't know, but I'll bring it back. Xiao Tianming smiled proudly. May you return victorious. They exchanged a smile, and then Xiao Tianming's body slowly vanished, clearly heading towards his destination. Sigh. I wonder if this is the right decision. Only after Xiao Tianming completely disappeared did the figure of the First Elder, Xiao Yan's Grand Elder, slowly appear in Xiao Yan's line of sight, his tone filled with an unspeakable sigh. Xiao Tianming was a true genius of the Xiao clan, hailed as the most likely to surpass the clan leader and reach the battle god realm. But now, the matter of the Thunder Lord had deeply moved this genius. Grand Elder, you're overthinking it. Our Xiao clan's men are not heartless or ungrateful. Xiao Yin smiled. Xiao Yin, big brother. All the experts above the reincarnation stage in the Endless Flame Alliance have gathered. They're divided into two major forces. The First Elder, the Darkness King, the Nether King, and others will guard the main base to prevent a surprise attack from the extraterritorial and central human realm, while the rest will accompany us to the Angel Kingdom. As soon as their conversation ended, four graceful figures slowly entered the courtyard. Alright, let's go. This endless grudge, spanning countless reincarnations, shall begin with the Angel Kingdom. With a hearty laugh, the vast endless flame domain surged toward the Angel Kingdom. Their purpose was only to cover Shao Tianming. If the Angel Kingdom was indeed colluding with those forces, they wouldn't hesitate to bloodwash it entirely. However, given Shao Tianming's current strength, he likely didn't need the support of the Endless Flame Alliance and could annihilate the Angel Kingdom by himself. The long-sealed grudges began to stir, turning the gears of fate. As the first light of dawn broke the dark sky, the atmosphere in this world grew tense. In the Angel Kingdom's holy city, the three divine palaces shone brilliantly, unaffected even by the deafening sounds of the netherworld battle. This extraordinary force remained high and untouchable, as though a divine sanctuary beyond mortal reach. Today, the Angel Kingdom was bustling with activity. The responsibility of the Holy Judgment Mountains is to judge and punish the evil beings who have provoked the wrath of both humans and gods across the realms. Since ancient times, countless powerful individuals have fallen within the mountains, their strength at least reaching the 8th reincarnation stage. Today, the mountain paths surrounding the Holy Judgment Mountains shine brilliantly, with countless devout angelic followers standing like statues around the mountains, transforming the place into a truly sacred land. The mountain paths and peaks are as white as jade, resembling a massive, winding white dragon from a distance. Above, pure white angelic energy showers down, further enhancing the grandeur of the scene, which is bathed in the holy angelic light all day long, making the entire Holy Judgment Mountain range appear extraordinarily magnificent and vast. At this moment, the paths surrounding the Holy Judgment Mountains are already crowded with people. Countless individuals push and shove, with many famous figures from the great thousand worlds wandering around, their eyes fixed on the Holy Judgment Mountains. For at the peak, there is a divine, sacred angelic pentagram array, enveloping the entire sacred judgment altar. Under the immense pressure of such a world-shaking formation, even some ancient demons at the 8th reincarnation stage can't help but be moved. At the center of the sacred judgment altar, a dazzlingly bright cross light pillar stands tall, filling the altar with a sense of suffocating purity. This pillar is filled with countless ancient angelic restraints, and bound tightly upon it is a woman, her energy nearly withering, unable to move. That is the Thunder Lord. On the high platform of the sacred judgment altar, several archangels with radiant, colorful wings, surrounded by seraphim, stand in formation. From this platform, it seems as though one can overlook the entire angel kingdom. One can say without hesitation that even those who have reached the end of the reincarnation stage would likely not walk away unharmed from such an overwhelming display of power in the Holy Judgment Mountains. Heh, it's been a long time since I've seen such a grand spectacle in the Angel Kingdom, someone in the crowd mutters. I remember the last time the Angel Kingdom made such a grand show of the Sacred Judgment Altar was to judge a powerful evil being from the extraterritorial evil clan, a creature who had reached the later stages of the 9th reincarnation stage. As the awe-inspiring scene unfolds, whispers fill the crowd. You probably don't know this, but the Angel City is under martial law now. Countless angelic followers and judgment angels have gathered around the Sacred Judgment Altar. Something big is about to happen. Speaking of which, where is the Angel Queen? I heard that the Angel Kingdom has a descendant with the bloodline of the Angel Queen. Why haven't we seen her? It seems the Angel Kingdom no longer has an Angel Queen. Around the mountains, countless figures bustle, and hushed voices rise as people look up at the high platform beside the altar. There, a formidable presence emanates, one that commands awe. That presence is perhaps the true ruler of the Angel Kingdom today. At this moment, numerous forces from across the realms are gathering, pushing forward one after another. Among them are the very forces that once collaborated with the Angel Kingdom to annihilate the Shao clan, as well as some neutral factions, and those standing with the Endless Flame Alliance. It is clear that their purposes for gathering here today vary. The Holy Judgment Mountains now host the leaders of nearly 70% of the peak forces in the Great Thousand Worlds. If something extraordinary were to happen, the Second Great War of Heaven and Earth could very well begin here. As the angelic forces surrounding the Holy Judgment Mountains grow, the defenses around the angelic city and the divine palace become relatively lax. Your Majesty, do you think this is too risky? If the little princess's meditation hasn't been completed yet, forcing her to awaken could interrupt the transmission of the angelic holy soul. The damage would be too great for her. In the core of the angelic queen's palace in Angel City, several trusted members of the Knights Order and angelic royal family gather. They stare at the sacred door in front of them, filled with countless angelic restraints, their gazes lingering on the angel queen. The angelic holy soul was already stolen by the angel of slaughter. What remains inside is nothing but a scheme designed by the angel of slaughter. Once the transmission is complete, she'll likely become the angel of slaughter's puppet. The grievances of our generation, I don't want her to be involved. The angel queen's soft gaze reveals a rare sense of determination. Clearly, she has already started to piece together some of the truth. Ever since the destruction of the old angel kingdom, she has known that everything was a scheme orchestrated by the angel of slaughter. His goals, his ambitions, do not stop at the angel kingdom. Lu Hao, the son of light, and the leaders of the Knight Order furrowed their brows upon hearing this. Even though the angel queen's reasoning seemed sound, given their strength, stepping into the angel queen's sacred palace and its closed-off areas blindly would be far too dangerous. I understand this mission is extremely perilous, but this is our last chance. If we fail, with the Shao clan and others' hatred for the Angel of Slaughter, the Angel Kingdom may face total destruction. As the Queen of the Angel Kingdom, I would rather give everything I have than watch it fall, said the Angel Queen, her voice resolute. Let's take the risk. Seemingly expecting this, the Angel Queen took the lead and set off, bringing everyone with her as they entered. Within the sacred grounds of the palace, they searched relentlessly, calling out to the little princess, who was deep within seclusion. If Qing Yuan were to recklessly devour the counterfeit angel's holy soul, she would undoubtedly fall under the complete control of the Angel of Slaughter. With the Angel of Slaughter's ruthless methods, she could become the most troublesome figure in this great thousand worlds. This was because of the angel's holy soul, as well as the Angel Queen's angelic, sacred hymn and angelic blessing. With so many powerful forces backing her, even two peak demigods from the Shao clan might not be able to fully resist. The strength of the Angel of Slaughter had already reached a level unimaginable to ordinary beings. Combined with the Angel Queen's divine blessing, it was clear that almost no one in this world could match her power, except perhaps the patriarch of the Shao clan and the leader of the extraterritorial realm. At the altar of the Holy Judgment Mountains, the five corners of the ancient, sacred pentagram array each held an angelic spire. On top of each spire, a high-ranking archangel stood. United, they seemed to be controlling and regulating the energy flow of the sacred judgment altar. As the Thunder Lord's gaze flickered slightly, the angelic power, which clung to his body like searing light threads, burned fiercely. It seemed as though they were trying to purify him entirely. Despite the immense holy power surging from the cross light pillar, the Thunder Lord's mind remained anchored by something unbreakable. He still held onto a faint glimmer of hope. This Angel Kingdom is quite the strategist. If the Shao clan does not intervene, their crime of massacring the sacred Thunder clan and other strong protectors will be cemented. But even if they do come, it will be an unresolvable dilemma. After all, the Angel of Slaughter has been bold enough to publicly judge the Thunder Lord. She must have been well prepared for this. Sighs echoed around as many watched the shifts in the heavens and earth, carefully observing every movement. If no one from the Shao clan arrived today, the Thunder Lord would be destroyed, and no one would dare defy the Angel of Slaughter from that point on. Rumor had it that the genius of the Shao clan had already reached the demigod level. However, as powerful as the Angel of Slaughter was, she had once colluded with the central powers of the human realm to wipe out the Shao clan. So how could she be underestimated? The Thunder Lord understood the Angel of Slaughter's schemes, but at this moment, she was powerless to stop it. As the cross light pillar continued to erode her life and soul, vivid memories filled her mind. The first time she had met Xiao Yin was at the back mountain of the sacred Thunder Clan's estate. That day, The patriarch of the Shao clan brought Shao Tianming to celebrate the little princess of the Sacred Thunder clan's birthday. During the family feast, the young geniuses of the two powerful clans sparred, and it was from that moment that the Thunder Lord's pride began to slowly diminish. Before Shao Tianming appeared, she had always been recognized as the genius of the Sacred Thunder clan, and even the entire world. Although the Sacred Thunder clan was not as strong as the Shao clan at that time, the Thunder Lord had confidence that with her efforts, the Sacred Thunder clan would surpass the Shao clan in due time. All her dreams of grandeur began to fade after Shao Tianming defeated her in 3 moves during their sparring. From then on, the Thunder Lord considered Shao Tianming her lifelong rival, constantly chasing after him. Over the next years, both invested all their resources into cultivation, growing at an astonishing pace, eagerly awaiting their next encounter. 10 years later, the young talents of the Great Thousand Worlds gathered, led by the Shao clan, the Sacred Thunder clan, and other superpowers, to undertake a life-and-death trial in the heart of the Outer Realms. That trial leaked vital information, and many of the young geniuses perished. Only the Thunder Lord and Shao Tianming supported each other, surviving by relying on their wits and careful steps. From that moment, their rapport and mutual respect grew significantly, with a trace of affection that could easily be mistaken for love. "You go ahead. My strength is almost depleted. In this outer realm, I will only be a burden to you," said the Thunder Lord. "Stop talking nonsense. We leave together," Shao Tianming responded. "Oh. From now on, you must follow my orders." The apocalyptic scene of training in the heart of the Outer Realms was one that would likely never be forgotten in this lifetime. "Your Majesty, will he still come?" On the high platform beside the cross light pillar, several seraphim spoke with respect to the Slaughter Angel, who remained silently on the altar's high stage. They seemed to be worried that this grand event, meticulously planned with all the power of the Angel Kingdom, might end in failure. If that were the case, the loss to the Angel Kingdom would be immense. "What do you think?" The Slaughter Angel gently shook her head, and a mocking smile suddenly appeared on her lips. "Finally, he's here." The Slaughter Angel's gaze slowly turned toward the sky above the sacred judgment altar. A dazzling orange-gold flame slowly ascended, growing brighter and more radiant from a mere flicker to a brilliance that could not be ignored. The wave of energy was like the arrival of a god, vast and mighty, stirring the air in the holy Judgment Mountains. One didn't need to sense it deeply to confirm that this was the presence of Shao clan strongman, Shao Tianming, at the peak of demigod strength. He was truly one of the top powers in this great thousand worlds. Shao Tianming. Sigh, they still couldn't hold back. At the sight of this majestic figure, countless powerful beings from the great thousand worlds surrounding the holy Judgment Mountains shook their heads. Though the Shao clan's fame was well known, the cruelty of the Slaughter Angel was something all present could attest to. How could one man alone possibly stand against the entire Angel Kingdom? Shao Tianming stepped into the sacred city of the Angel Kingdom, into the sky above the holy Judgment Mountains. His deep eyes pierced through the endless void, locking onto the weak figure atop the cross light pillar. He watched as the holy aura emanating from the pillar slowly consumed the life of the Thunder Lord. A grim killing intent surged on Shao Tianming's calm face. That heart-wrenching pain felt as though he had suddenly lost his beloved. It was as though his very heart had been violently shaken. Once the cross light pillar devoured the Thunder Lord's life and suppressed him, the Thunder Lord would cease to exist. Even with Shao Tianming's incredible abilities, he could never bring the Thunder Lord back to life. At that point, the once playful and proud princess of the Sacred Thunder Clan would be gone, and the Sacred Thunder Clan would fade from the history of the Great Thousand Worlds. There would no longer be any trace of the Thunder Lord's presence, no one to fiercely scold him with eyes filled with rage after facing death. No more of that proud yet pure-hearted woman, who loved the world with all her sincerity. For many years, Shao Tianming had never truly understood love. But it was because of the Thunder Lord's existence that he was constantly pushed forward, transforming from a cocoon into a butterfly, eventually becoming the true genius of the Shao clan. Looking at the figure before him, memories like surging springs flooded his heart. the life and death struggles they had experienced. How could these narrow-minded people ever understand? You shouldn't have come. As she looked at the beloved figure standing so powerfully in the sky above the sacred judgment altar, the Thunder Lord raised her exquisite face, tears slowly sliding down her cheeks. She knew, when Xiao Tianming arrived alone, that the destruction of their clan had not been his doing. There was more to the story, something deeper in his nature. At least, the man she loved was not the unforgivable sinner. In her final moments, she had no regrets, having settled the last wish in her heart. I haven't seen you in so long. At the pinnacle of the endless sky, Xiao Tianming raised his withered hand and smiled affectionately at the Thunder Lord below, his gaze full of tenderness. I have no regrets in this life. Go back. This is not a place for you. The Thunder Lord, seeing the brilliant smile on Xiao Tianming's face, couldn't help but smile contentedly, as if memories of their first meeting flooded back. This silent yet cunning man, whom she both loved and hated, seemed truly unforgettable. In response to the Thunder Lord's plea, Xiao Tianming didn't answer. Instead, his gaze suddenly turned cold, as if he were an emperor who could not be defied, his eyes sweeping over all the beings around them. The current situation is nothing more than a conspiracy. It's the Slaughter Angels' plot against you, against the Xiao clan. You'll die. I don't want you to die. It wasn't worth it. There was no need to engage in a full-scale war with the Angel Kingdom for his sake. Once Xiao Tianming and the Angel Kingdom went to war, the consequences would be catastrophic, enough to destroy everything. The only ones who would benefit would be the extraterritorial Evil Clan. With the final battle of the Second Great War of Heaven and Earth fast approaching, if this internal conflict consumed too many top powers, this world would be plunged into disaster. To have seen Xiao Tianming one last time before her death, fulfilling her final wish, was enough for her. I won't leave. Xiao Tianming let out a wild laugh, and suddenly, boundless power surged from within his body, as if the very sky above the holy Judgment Mountains contained a magnificent, orange-gold volcano ready to erupt with infinite fury, an awe-inspiring sight to behold. Countless people watched the Xiao clan genius, who was willing to give up everything for a woman, and their hearts were filled with deep respect. Especially those faction leaders who were like fickle reeds in the wind. They felt an overwhelming sense of shame. Some lived with dirty masks and ugly forms, willing to compromise for the smallest of gains, while others, true to themselves, chose to burn everything for the one they loved. The angelic power lingering in the air and void began to dissipate, influenced by his aura, as the entire holy Judgment Mountain was surrounded by scorching ripples of reincarnation, as if a fiery monarch had descended. This fluctuation, it's the power of the sacred flame. Feeling the angelic power prepared to deal with Xiao Tianming easily vanishing, the figures within the 5 towering spires of the pentagram array couldn't help but exclaim. It's the third wave of the sacred flame's power. Truly surprising. The Slaughter Angel's beautiful eyes filled with surprise, yet as she gazed at the sacred flame volcano rising from Xiao Tianming's body, a more arrogant smile spread across her face. Today is the day the Angel Kingdom passes judgment on heresy. You, as a member of the Xiao clan, what you've done today. The smile on the Slaughter Angel's lips turned even more contemptuous, and then, her powerful voice echoed across every corner of the holy Judgment Mountains. He was still too young. Even though his strength had reached the peak of a demigod, did he really think he could oppose the entire Angel Kingdom by himself? Ha ha ha. Slaughter Angel, why burden me with so many false accusations? As a member of the Xiao clan, I do as I please. No stray dog like you has the right to intervene. How dare you think of meddling with the Xiao clan? You're not worthy. Moreover, I'm no longer the Xiao clan genius you think I am. Today's Xiao Tianming is just an ordinary man, obsessed with love. Before the Slaughter Angel could finish, Xiao Tianming smiled indifferently, his expression brimming with an undeniable, arrogant tone. You're not worthy. His magnificent voice spread to every corner of the world, the overwhelming tone drawing the atmosphere to its limits, ready to ignite at the slightest spark. Angelic sanctuary, form the formation. Sensing the arrogance within Xiao Tianming's chest, the slaughter angel spoke once more. Angelic Sanctuary. Angelic Sanctuary. A mighty roar rang out from countless powerful angels surrounding the holy judgment mountains. Streams of pure white light shot from their bodies, immediately pouring into the altar. The holy judgment altar, scattered with translucent white crystals, suddenly began to rise from the ground, floating into the air as immense divine power flooded into it. Among the crowd, many powerful figures, well-versed in experience, could see the altar rising into the void, and their eyelids twitched. Angelic Sanctuary? The so-called God-slaying light array, capable of judging all things? Suddenly, each of the 5 towers in the sky released a colorless, transparent energy chain, faintly connecting the altar to the towers. At the center of the altar, the cross-light pillar that bound the Thunder Lord suddenly erupted with surging sacred light, transforming into pure white crystals. As the Thunder Lord gazed at the holy and mysterious white crystals, his expression grew serious. From them, he clearly felt a wave of near-destroying power. Poof! Before the Thunder Lord could react, hundreds of crystals surrounded him, shaking violently as if constructing some void world. The void within the altar began to distort and become ethereal. A dazzling white light vortex appeared, its origin unknown, but it was like a giant, blood-red maw that easily swallowed the Thunder Lord. Around the altar, ancient angelic sacred arrays flickered into existence. Several seraphim and archangels chanted the long angelic chant, continuously binding and twisting the light vortex at the altar's center. Shout Tianming leave. The moment the Thunder Lord was pulled into the light vortex, he could distinctly feel himself being torn away from this world. Is this your only support? Xiao Tianming's footsteps shifted slightly. No matter what methods the slaughter angel employed today, he would personally extinguish her with his own hands. Angelic Sanctuary. It is said to be able to hunt even gods, and you? The reason why the Angel Kingdom has been able to maintain its transcendent status in the Great Thousand Worlds is not only because they command the Divine Resurrection spell, but also because of their powers of judgment, punishment, and countless divine abilities. The power of judgment and punishment, guided by angelic force, is something that few can escape from across the entire Great Thousand Worlds. Perhaps, countless angelic divine powers, like sacred and blazing flames, struck Xiao Tianming's face. Even with the third sacred flame temporarily within him, the orange-golden fire surged with a deep sense of caution. Without the divine essence of the sacred flame, how could he possibly resist the overwhelming pressure of the God-slaying light array in this vast realm? I hope your power now is strong enough to overturn everything. Xiao Tianming's eyes began to shift, and the orange-golden flames instantly filled his eyes, skin, and flesh. The vast energy seemed capable of effortlessly crushing this entire world. Without any hesitation, he suddenly rose and dove from the sky, heading straight for the vortex at the center of the altar's light array. Power is supreme, but